Hello guys, good afternoon. I trust we are all doing well. So this is the second week of ALU software BSc program, and in our second week, the task here is Git. So I'll be taking you guys out. I'll be taking you guys through Git, explain the concept of Git, and also see how we can set up the necessary tools. Okay, so this particular tutorial is beginner friendly. Even if you don't have any experience before, you can still get your hands on it. And if you're an experienced developer or experienced software engineer, no problem. You can still hang around and learn one or two things. Okay, so here the sources are. I don't want to open the sources to learn Git about readmes, how to write a Git commit messages, and all that. So basically, what README is a README is a file where you describe a program. Okay, so a README is, let's say you are building a program that does calculation. So you are expected to write the you're expected to explain your program in a README file. Okay, so that is how to do that. These are the general concepts that for this week that they want you to know. They want you to know what is Git, what is GitHub, what is the difference between Git and GitHub, how to create a repository, what's a README, how to create a good README, how to commit, how to write HTTP commit messages, how to push code, how to pull updates, how to create a branch, how to merge branches, how to work on as collaborator on a project, which file should and which file should not appear in your repo. Okay, so those are the general knowledge that they want you to know. So let's just quickly go into it fast, very, very fast. So they said install Git. Now, if Git is not already installed in your terminal, run this command. Now, not I don't want you to be deceived. This command here will only work for a um, a Linux machine using sudo a Linux machine. That is when this command will work. If you run this command on a Windows machine, it will not work. It will not work. Not it will not work. It will not work unless you install something called Git Bash. Okay, so that's when you can run this command. I will make a video on how to successfully run a create how to download Git Bash and all that. So, but let me just take you guys on how to download Git Bash. So, what do you want to do? You may want to go to install Git Bash. Remember, I said this command can only work on Linux machine. It cannot work on a Windows machine. Okay, don't be deceived. So, you will need something called Git Bash. So, you go to your open a new tab and say www or just type Git Bash. Okay, when you enter your command, then you click on this stuff here. Download the one for your machine. If it's Mac, Windows, so you download for Windows. You click on Windows, then you download the one that fits your computer. If it is 64 bit, if it is 30 bit, just download anyone. Or you can alternatively you can open your PowerShell in your Windows machine and copy this command here. Let me highlight it. Copy this command here, okay, and paste it in your PowerShell. Currently, I run a Windows machine, so I have it up. So once you are done with that, you can now successfully run this command. So this command basically is to what is it called? Is to install Git. Now, what is the difference between Git Bash? So let me before that, let's just go through the quiz. In case you are still finding difficult with the quiz, so here they said, what command can you use to see what changes have been staged, which haven't, and which files aren't being tracked by Git? Now, this let me quickly explain these three commands here. This first one, Git init, is to initialize a Git repository or directory. Why this Git checkout is when you have branches, so you want to check out to another branch, you can use Git checkout. Then Git status is to check the files that have not been staged. Okay, so here the answer is Git status. The second question is say you have this particular thing and you have edited zero dash test and you want to add it to your GitHub repo. What is the correct command to add only this thing? So if you want to add, now let me quickly explain this thing as well. This first command git add dot means add everything in your file, add every changes or add all changes. Why this second one git add means add this specific file. Okay, so the answer here is git add and that. So once you're done with that, you're good. So it will now open you up to this task. Okay. So let me explain. Let me just take you through this task zero setup and everything. So the first thing here is to create and set up your Git and GitHub account. I believe we all have a GitHub account, right? Because we are told to submit our GitHub username and all that in the onboarding section. Okay. So, but in case you have not done that, just go to Git GitHub GitHub. Just go to GitHub. Oh, sorry, I'm logged in here. Let me log out, please. I'm sorry. Let me log out. Let me sign out. All right. So I'm signed out. So when you go to github.com, just go to this URL, github.com. It will bring you to this website or thereabout. You see this sign in button here and this sign up. If you already have an account, you can sign in. But if you don't have an account, you can what? Sign up. So click on the sign up, follow the instruction, and you should be good. So once we're done with that, then I'll go back to our project. So you create an account on GitHub and all that. So after creating an account, you need to create a personal access token. In my next video, although I have a video on how to create SSH. So with SSH, you don't need a personal access token. Now, what is personal access token? In since 2020, is it 20 for sorry, 2014 or 2020, GitHub removed the function of pushing a code with your password. Normally before now we used to use password. If you want to push your code from Git to GitHub, you make use of your password that you entered. But they removed it. They added the part, personal access token. So I want to log in so I can show you what part is. I don't use part because part expires after 30 days, or you may want not to expire, but that is that and that. So if you want to create your part, um, click on this button here, scroll down, go to settings. On settings, okay, you scroll down and go to SSH. Keep scrolling down. Go to developer settings. Now, in developer settings, you will see personal access token. Your personal access token, please create the token classic. Don't create the fine grain. Please create the token classic. Now, in the token classic, you come here and generate anyone for the token classes is for general use. Okay, so the note can be ALU. Then you scroll down. This one just check everything. Repo check everything and scroll down. So scroll down. Create token. Now I have created my token. Please, you are told to make sure to copy your personal access token now. You won't be able to see it again. So please copy your personal access token. Just click on that thing to copy it and save it in anywhere. I do save mine in my Gmail in the draft. I always create a draft or document. Just save it anywhere where you can retrieve it when needed. Okay, so that is that on creating a personal access token. Although even with the personal access token, you are still required to paste or enter. So when they tell you to enter password to push, you now go and that's when you will need the personal access token. So that is that on personal access token. Okay, so that is that on personal access token. Now the next step is update your profile on the intranet. Update your intranet profile by adding your GitHub name here. So you can just come here, down here, it's my profile. You can just update it, your GitHub, everything, so that they'll be able to check your code. So that is that on that. So let me go back to project. Okay. So that is that. So the next step is create your first repository using the graphical interface on the GitHub website. Create your first repository. Name. Look at the button of your project to see the name of the project. So anytime you are creating a repository, you are advised to scroll down. Yeah, you're advised to scroll down where the checker is. So the GitHub repository is ALU-0 underscore day. So this is the name of the repository you're creating. So you copy it and you go back to your GitHub account. You see this plus sign here. Click on it. Click on new repository. Okay. So to ask you for a repository name, you paste what you have copied ALU underscore 0 underscore day. And my decision can be um, BSc Johnny at ALU, something like that. It's your advice to make it public so that your school can grade your work. So don't make it private, make it public, please. Then you scroll down and you create repository. Create a repository. Now you have created your repository. Okay, good. So let's go back and see what they said. Step 4, open the sandbox. On the intranet, just under the task, click on the button sandbox and run to start the machine. Once the code is done, click on wait time to open a shell where you can start work from. Then the next one is clone your repository. Okay, so let me open my sandbox. Just go down and you see this review your work and get sandbox. Click on get sandbox. For tutorial sake, let me click on webtime. A webtime is just a container, a virtual container that ALU has provided for all students, regardless of the computer you are using. So let me just. I'm sorry if this command I'm running, you don't know them. I have them on YouTube. You can check them out, or you can have a session on Linux command as well. So I am to see into root and clone the repository, the GitHub repository I just created. So I'll come here and you see this HTTPS. I'll just clone it. I'll just clone it. Hey, I just clone it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll clone it. Now, after cloning it, after copying it, I'll to clone a GitHub repository. You run this command: git clone space set control AV paste. Okay, it does. If you want to paste control shift V, control shift V paste. So now I want to show you guys a trick so that you will not need your so that Git will not be asking you for password anytime you want to push your work or changes to GitHub, right? You see after this double forward slash, go back to you see this before this after this double forward slash, write something like this: shift at, write at, and then paste the part you created before. So if you do this, you will not need to enter your password again when you are pushing to this particular GitHub repository. So you click on enter. So it's cloning, it has cloned. So you now have it here. If you list your content, you will see ALU on dash 0 underscore day here. Good. So let's go back. Here I'm seeing file readme. So your first will so this is add this file. So we have to add a readme file. Okay, so let us do that now. Now there's a command if you are there's a command called echo. Echo means print something onto to the console. So if I echo something like ALU, you see it printed ALU, right? So I want to echo some text into my readme file. Now to do that, there's a character called like a character represented like this, greater sign or double greater signs. So greater sign means redirect this particular the output, this particular output here, this ALU, redirect it into a file, any file, right? For the in the to the first line, that is with this particular with this single greater sign. But with two greater signs, it means append it to the file. So what does append and add means? So here, if I'm let's say I want to echo ALU now. Let's say I want to redirect ALU into my README file. I'll add this data sign and the file I'm directing it to. So readme.md, right? If I enter, no problem. Now, if I cat is a command for reading content. So if I cat readme, you will see ALU. Now, let's say I want to add another text again to this particular file, and I still run echo. I say ALU, let's say ALU BSc now, right? And I just follow this sign, this single sign with this single data sign, readme.md, you see the difference. I cut, then I cut readme again, you will see the first state has been deleted, right? ALU has been deleted, now we have ALU BSc. Now that is the work of this single greater sign. But the work of this double greater sign means append to the next line if there is something in the first line. Now let's say I want to add another thing again to the readme. I will just say um echo ALU BSc year one term one year one term one. Now append it to readme.md. Okay. Now if I cut readme again, you will see the difference. Now it has gone to the next line. So let me quickly delete this content. So to delete a file, you just run rm remove dash r for a non-empty file. So it's gone. So I want to write something into the readme file. So I will say echo author, I'll write my name, echo, no, I don't write my name, I'll write it later. Echo ALU BSc. Okay, direct it into readme.md. Wow. So we are good. So let me add my file. So here, if I want to add everything, all the changes, I'll put dot, right? But if I want to add a specific file, I just type the name of the file. But here I want to add all the changes, I just put dot, period, enter. Oh, not a Git repository or any. Oh, sorry. I was already working outside. Yeah, I didn't change directly to ALU0. So now I want to run some command here. This readme.md is outside ALU, so I want to move readme.md into ALU. To do that, I'll just run this command mv for move. What am I moving? I'm moving readme.md to which direction? Now, in any program, anywhere you see period and forward slash, it means it's a folder. Or I may just leave it until type ALU zero underscore day, right? So I'm moving read.md to what ALU. So if I enter now, if I list my content, you will not see read again. Now, if I change directly to ALU and I list my content, you'll see readme.md. Now let me add my changes and run git add. I want to add all, then git commit, then git commit. If you want to commit your messages, dash m for message, then in a string of anything, say readme message, then enter. Say, please tell me who you are. Run. So here, the web time does not recognize me, doesn't know who I am. So let me tell Git who I am. So to configure my web time, I can just run git config, git, git config dash global, dash global user dot email space. So my email is a dot alano. And let me configure my username. Just enter your username. And let me add again. So that's added my changes. Now I can git push. So congratulations, I put my message. So let's check this if I did it correctly. So you can see congratulations, my code have checked. So that is all on that. Thank you for watching thus far.